Hi everybody, Charlie here with the Charlie Wills team. Thank you for joining me here today in beautiful Fitchburg, Wisconsin. We're here at our duplex condo units that are being constructed here, and we've got one finished unit. Steph is inside from Elle Maven Homes. They do design work, staging, and they even do organizational work. So why don't you come inside and we'll showcase what they've got for us. Wow, Steph, this place looks great.
Thanks, Charlie. How are you?
I'm doing really good, thank you. We want to go over just a little bit about why we do staging, what we've done here in this home to make it more presentable, and just kind of handle some of those main objections that we typically hear.
Yeah, sounds great. So for this house, in every house, our goal is to make the best impression on the most number of buyers. So we did a full staging here. We brought everything from large furniture down to accent and decor pieces.
Yeah, it looks really good. The biggest thing we always hear, especially in new construction, is the spaces don't make sense, right? Like we don't understand the layout, or I don't think my couch is going to fit, or you know what, I have a king bed and I'm really not sure that's going to fit in that space. So tell us what we did here in some of our spaces and you know how we're going to handle some of that.
So staging really takes the guesswork out for potential buyers. They can see right away, that's where I put my kitchen table, this is where my TV goes, my bed fits along this wall. Right. And it allows the buyer to focus on the home and not the details of the furniture and decor.
Perfect. What are some of your other tips that you like to share?
Other tips I like to share are to remove personal items like personal photographs, religious items, political items, just so you can really appeal to the mass amount of buyers.
And when you say for photos, are you talking about all artwork, or what can you describe that more?
So family photos. Anything that has pictures of you and your kids should come out.
Perfect.
Other wall art, just decorative clocks and paintings, that can usually stay.
Okay. And would you work sometimes with the homeowner's own items, or do you like to bring in your own stuff?
So that's our light staging. So that's where we keep their dining table, their sofa, their beds. But we'll bring things in like bedding, art, accent pieces and decor, and just really make that space pop.
What other tips do you have about staging and why you choose or want to do it in home?
So tips we like to give the homeowners are to open all of your window treatments so that you let all that bright light in. Great. And they can really get a feel of that space. Another is to make a plan for their pets.
Ah, yes, we all love our dogs and our cats, but it's a really good idea. And beyond just removing some of the basics, if you have dog beds or trees for cats to climb on, any of that stuff is really important, and so are dishes for food or water. And again, we're not trying to remove Fido from the picture, but it really is a good idea, because I would say probably 50% of buyers really don't enjoy having pets in the space.
That's true.
Stephanie made something really important right at the beginning, talking about like light, natural light. A lot of these kind of units, these are duplex units, they have a lot of windows, both from an east and a south perspective. So we really wanted to showcase not only just the natural light, but these have also really nice light fixtures. So
correct.
It makes it wonderful too. But any other final tips before we start to showcase what you did in this place?
Yeah, so another tip would be less is more in staging. Okay. So you're staging your house to sell, not to live. So really reducing the clutter as much as possible. If you're not sure, if you think it's too much, take it out.
Yeah. And you said you work with people that if, from a pre-planning and pre-moving stance where they're packing some of their stuff, but then they're leaving others behind. Is that what I heard?
Yes. So we do help people pack and organize for their moves. Otherwise, we can step in and offer them a checklist if they're kind of your DIY homeowner. They can go through and follow the checklist and get their staging done themselves.
Very cool. Well, what do you want to show us as we go through this property?
Well, let's take a look at the pantry.
Okay, great. All right, we're in the pantry. Why don't you take us through what you did here and why, and then we'll have one additional item that we'd love to point out.
Okay. Yeah, so in here, this is a great large pantry, and we really wanted potential buyers to see how much they can fit in here. So we also like to make it visually appealing. So we added in some containers of different shapes and sizes, drinks with lots of different colors, just to bring some visual interest to an otherwise space that would be bare.
Awesome. And something that Steph does as well is that moving back into your space, that maybe once the buyer is ready to purchase and move in, that if you want home organization, she offers that service as well. So I'll let you talk about that as well.
Yeah, we offer home organization. So we will come in and set up your entire pantry, master closet, or any other space that you're struggling with. And then we'll bring in all of our containers and baskets and make that space also visually beautiful.
Oh, wow. It looks really nice. And I think what's really helpful is that this big of a space hopefully you're able to see that in the video, that this is a really, really large space. It's a 6x8 pantry walk-in. And the ability to be able to, because there's electrical in here, you can plug stuff. You can have tons of upper storage. I mean, you can get so much in here. I know it was great that you put in paper towels and stuff, because I think it's really important to show people how much you can really put away.
Especially with the paper towels. You can see that your Costco bulk items will fit in your pantry.
Yes, absolutely. Well, this looks great. Well, do you want to take us to the master next?
Yeah, let's do that. So here's the master bedroom. And in here we brought in the bed, the mattress, the pillows, all of the accessories, everything you see here. And in here it was really important to bring in a pop of color to really make this room stand out visually in those MLS pictures.
Yeah, it looks really nice. It really, like you said, with the lighter, more like taupey gray colors, it really needed a pop, and it does really jump off when you come into the room. What other things do you like to do, especially like with this basket here?
Yeah, this basket, in this home, it wasn't so much a concern, but in existing homes where you have those routers and modems and are trying to hide some of those cords, baskets like this are a really good tool.
Awesome. What other maybe 1 or 2 tips do you have for master suites when we're talking about spaces like this?
Declutter, declutter, declutter. Just start packing. Yeah. That makes the stager's job a lot easier too.
Good. And you talked about, is it the same artwork rule kind of throughout the house?
Throughout the house.
Okay.
So again, those family photos, those wedding pictures, those baby pictures, pack those up. Let the stagers bring in some generic art, if you will.
Yeah, very good. Why the blues when we're looking to like pop?
Right. So we're looking to choose a color that's gender neutral and kind of appeals to the masses. And this navy, dusty blue is just really, it's soothing.
Yeah, it's very, I would say like royal. It's very, very, very classy look to it. And with the master suite, we have the master bathroom.
Right.
Tell us what you did in this space with the master.
So with the master bathroom, beautiful new build. So we just add some accessories onto the counter. A shower curtain if needed. In this one we have a glass door, but in other bathrooms we'll bring in a white shower curtain. Again, it's just a really clean, fresh look where it feels homey. You wanna be in that bathroom.
Yeah. Any other tips for like, I've noticed that you brought in really nice greens or flowers or things like that. Do we continue those in other spaces like the bathroom?
Every single one.
Okay.
Yeah, we bring all the plants.
Good.
Kind of like the faux plant lady.
Yeah, that's okay. Looks really nice. It just gives it like you said, a homey feel to it.
Right.
Very good. Awesome. Any other spaces you want to show us here?
Yeah, let's go take a look at the office.
Okay.
So here's the office, Charlie.
Looks really nice. I'm sure people are probably trying to think a little bit like, why do I need to stage my office? You know, it's just another room that anybody could use for really anything, right?
Right.
So tell us your intent of staging this as an office.
Right. So again, this is actually can be counted as a bedroom. So we chose to stage it as a home office because right now with COVID, so many people are working from home and really looking for solutions for where can they find that space.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, with this layout and this specific duplex, it's a 4-bedroom. So technically, most people tend to look for a 3. So fourth is really a bonus room, and this is going to appeal to a lot of buyers.
Right.
So I love it, and who doesn't love a cow, right? So it's another again fun but chic kind of way to open the space.
Kind of appealing to everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really nice. Awesome. Well, thanks for taking us through the house. Is there any other things you'd like to point out? Do you want to go through the living room?
Oh, sure. Let's go ahead and do that.
Let's do it.
So here's the living room, and all the furniture we have here in the living room was provided by Ashley Furniture.
Well, it looks really nice and really modern, kind of fits with the feel of the space. We were talking a little bit off camera about lead times for you guys, and you're saying it's taking a little bit longer than normal. If we had to do a full stage again, what would it look like?
We'd like a minimum of 4 weeks for a full stage. That gives us the most variety of furniture to choose from. We can be a little bit pickier and, you know, find the furniture that fits the home. Shorter lead times, we work with what we've got.
Yeah, absolutely. We understand that. Well, in this space, there's, again, the additional colors, a little bit of artwork. Again, can you take us through some of the reasons you've used materials and colors for this space?
Sure. So we kept the colors pretty cohesive throughout the home. We really want one room to flow right into the next. So it just feels like the same person designed and is living in each space.
Yeah, very nice. Anything particular in this space and why you chose it?
So we do measure things out for rug size. We do want a rug that fits the room. You don't want it to be too small, or enlarged rugs make rooms look big.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it did a really nice job of not only, I think, bringing the space together, but there's an element of warmth when you see a
Right.
rug, especially when you've got vinyl plank flooring.
Correct. It makes it feel cozy. And then again, we worked with the colors of the home.
Yeah, looks really nice. Well, thank you again, Steph, for all your time, and Elle Maven Homes for all the design work. And thank you guys for tuning in. We look forward to bringing you more of this great content. Take care.